Our next thing is to uh, you create the content, but that's something that we will take a look at it in the content builder. So okay, let's talk about the difference between the listed and data extension for a while. So when should we use list and when should we use data extension? Because these are the two different data structures that we can use to store the subscriber information, and we can use them to send the email. So list is generally used for very simple use cases, right? That if you don't want any complex structure. So let's say we have only 10 or 15, profile attributes, and we have already created them once. And now, whenever we have a new requirement, we just want to create a list, and then the customer has got, first name, last name, email address, that's it, and we want to send them the email. So we don't have very, complex structure. So in that case, we can use the list. And if we have, less subscribers, then we can use um if you want simplicity, because we just have to provide a name of the list and then it will be created, right? And all the list will have same set of attributes. So we have more simplicity as compared to data extensions. In data extensions, we can have different a set of attributes. We can have we have to create all the fields from the scratch, um, and we can have data retention policy. We can have the relationship between two data extension that we will talk about. So there could be many things. So if we have a simple use case, where we just need to send them the email, and we have less attributes, then we can use the list. Data extension is used if we have a large data set, or if we have multiple subscriber attributes, if you want more flexible subscription model, or if you want faster import speeds, then we can use the data extension. So as we move ahead, we will understand more differences between the list and data extension. But for now, these are the very basic differences between them. And when we'll talk about the automation and journey builder, you will understand more differences. Why should we use a data list, and why should we use data extension? But you will find that in most of the cases, you will be using data extension only. List is not generally used because the companies which are using marketing cloud, are generally having a more complex structure, and we have to use data extensions only. So there are multiple ways to send the email from marketing cloud. So one that we saw was the guided send, that in which a wizard will open up, and then we have to just follow the steps like choosing the subscriber, choosing the email message, and the send classification and these things, right? So that was one of the ways that we can use to send the email, right? Similarly, we have multiple ways how we can send the email. So guided send is generally used for the, like, it is used as a single send, that every time we need to send the communication, what we need to do, we need to, click on the send button and then follow these steps again and again. So let's say tomorrow I want to send the email again. So again, I'll have to click on the send button, follow all the steps and then send the email. So, and it is generally used for the, like, if we are sending a promotional email or like one time send to all the customers. So in that case, I can use, if I want to inform uh, about something to the customers, then I can use the guided send. So what happens is, so I think now this tool is updated. So that is why we are not able to see the guided send. So in the earlier version, the guided send was there, and this has been replaced by the send flow. So I think this is updated recently. Well, but in all the latest version, you will find this send flow only. So earlier we used to have this guided send where we used to get this result. So now this is called the send flow. It has, they have just changed the UI, but the concept is same, right? So it is also guiding us in a flow, right? So that is why we call it a send flow. So that was a guided send, but that is now not available. That was only available in the earlier versions. Now this has been replaced with the send flow in the latest versions. So in the send flow, we need to select the subject line, select the send classification. So we'll talk about the send classification in detail in a while. And then we have to choose the audience, the data extension that we need to choose. Let's say, okay. And then here we have to choose the publication list. Either it could be all subscribers or either it could be any of the list that we have over here. Uh, so we'll keep it all subscribers for now. And we'll click on the configure delivery. So we want to send it immediately or schedule it. And next we have the send throttling, which says that like from which time to which time you want to send this, like what will be the delivery window. And if you have, let's say, bulk send where we have, let's say, 1 lakh customers, and we don't want to trigger 1 lakh customers in one go because it might impact our IP reputation. Because what happens that when we send the email and if the recipient email server, let's say if it is a Gmail or if it is a Google server, right? So if you're sending 1 lakh email from one particular server, like from one particular device, then what might happen that the Google might think that these are the spam emails, or maybe somebody is spamming us. So what can we do? That we can select the hourly threshold, that in 1 hour it only should send, let's say, 10,000 emails. So every hour, so it will create, let's say, 10 batches for 10,000, and then in 10 hours it will complete all the 1 lakh emails. Next we can have is the review and send. So once we have configured everything, we can review and everything looks good. We can click on this button and then we can click on send button. So this is just like the guided send. It is just that the UI has changed. Otherwise, otherwise it is just the same. Next we have the test send. So test send is used for our internal purposes, right? As the name said, test send, it means we are sending this email for the testing purpose. Now, what we are testing? We are testing, okay, this email looks good on my in my marketing cloud tool or in the preview, but I want to check that what it looks like on my email client, or what it looks like on my different browsers and devices. So sometimes, let's say we have designed these all email messages. We have designed this email message with all the images, content blocks, text, and everything. Now it might happen the alignment is not proper on my Gmail or Outlook, or maybe the button color is not coming as expected, or maybe there are some rendering issues or something like that. So generally it happens, and we need to fix it. So if you want to test it, how we can do that? That is called a test send. So we'll click on the preview and test over here. And now when we come to this preview and test, we have got all these three different options. So first tab is called subscriber preview and attribute. So in order to see the preview that for a particular subscriber, um, what the email looks like. So what we need to do, we need to click on this folder icon and choose a subscriber. Let me add some personalization so that you can see more things over here. We'll talk the personalization in the next session, but for now, let me just add it. Hmm, the name, I don't think. So it is showing the email address, right? So let me change it to the, okay, let's keep it email address only for now. So we have to click on this folder icon and then we have to choose a subscriber from the data extension or the list so that we can see that what this email looks like for this particular subscriber. When we click on the next like this arrow icon, then it will show me the preview for this particular subscriber. Okay, so you must have seen that whenever we develop an email, let's say for um to target the different subscribers, right? And we want to personalize the email with the first name and last name, or maybe if you are sending this to our Amazon customers containing their um, let's say order delivery, right? That order confirmation that okay, your order has been confirmed and this is the order number. So what will happen? Let's say we have stored the order number over here, and it will show that okay, your order number is this. Now for each and every subscriber, the preview will change, right? So we want to see that okay, if it is for different subscriber, if the content looks good or not. So here we can see the preview, but I don't know that if the same will appear in my mobile device and the browser or not. This is looking good in my preview only. So if I want to test it out, how I can do that? I mean, we can send it or using a normal send like send flow, the guided send also, but that is bit a lengthy process that we have to choose audience, this and that and everything. So test send is a bit faster way to send the emails. How we can do it? We just need to select the preview, and then here we have to type in the email address. So let me take this email address. Now what will happen that the email will be sent to this particular email address, and then we have to select the classification. Right now, and click on send button. So what will happen? The email will be sent to this particular email address. But here the problem is that we can only type up to 5 email addresses. But let's say if we have more than 5 email addresses, then what we can do, we can use the test date extension. Now I'll have to click on the select button to choose the test date extension. So it will give me the list of recipients to whom I want to target. Now if I'll expand this folder and I'll click on the 004 folder. But as you can see, I'm not able to see any data extension to select. Why? Because I have not made the data extension as a testable data extension. So let me go to here. So when we were creating the data extension, we talked about two checkboxes. One is that is sendable and another one was is testable. So if we'll make it sendable, then it will be available for the sending, and if we'll make it testable, then it will be used for the testing purpose. So now use for testing is false or no. So we'll have to check this checkbox, click on save button. Okay, I'll come back over here again. I'll click this. Okay, now this data extension is visible for the selection. Why? Because now we have made this as testable. So if we have, let's say, 50 subscribers, 15, we have, let's say, a team of 10 developers, and we want to test it out. So what we can do, we can choose this data extension, and that it will be sent to all 10 different subscribers. So now if you'll click on, we can also remove this, okay, because we have already chosen the data extension over here. Now it says that uh, total how many recipients we have? Three recipients, and to each recipient, one email will go. So total three sends. So if you have more than five recipients, we can go ahead with the test data extension. Or if you want to manually type, we can manually type over here as well. So test sense helps us to test the content in the email message, that how it looks like, what it looks like on the different email clients. So whenever we send the email using the test send, so this is the email address uh, to which the email is sent, right? This is the final destination. But from a marketing cloud perspective, or from a marketing cloud point of view, we are sending this email to the subscriber that we have selected over here. So when we go to the tracking tab over here, we will see that the email has been sent to this particular. We'll talk about the tracking in detail in a while, but for now, so we'll have to go to test send emails. Okay, both the email addresses are same for now, but in case let's say we have a different email address over here, but it will generate the tracking record for this particular thing only.